How do you think Michigan will end up? Do you think this trend is going to continue? Do you think that Biden will overtake President Trump, or do you think that President Trump will be able to eke out a narrow win? Dave?
Well, I think the key question is, what are the votes that are left to be counted? If they are the absentees completely, then those are going to favor Joe Biden significantly. And the question will be, does the president have enough of a lead at this point to withstand the votes for Joe Biden that are going to come in those absentees?
All right, Mario, if we can ask you the same question, do you think the president will be able to hold on, or do you think Joe Biden will, with this momentum, be able to overtake the president?
Well, I agree with Dave, but I would like to go a step further and say that Detroit and the surrounding Detroit area, Southeast Michigan, hasn't chimed in yet, Wayne County particularly. And I think that once those numbers come in, there were record voter turnout in this area. And I think that Biden will overcome this minor lead or this small lead by the president.
And let's stay with you, Mario, for just a moment. Were you surprised that President Trump declared victory overnight, despite the fact that, as we all know, all the votes aren't in, all the votes have not been counted?
Well, to be absolutely honest with you, Keaton, I wasn't surprised, because no one's really surprised on what President Trump has done or said over the past 3.25 years. He has made these kind of statements, these unstable, unprofessional, unpresidential statements over the years. This was not the thing to do. We have to wait for all the numbers and all the votes to be counted. And I think that's something that he did prematurely, and it will backfire on him.
All right, Dave, let's switch gears a little bit. One of the reasons why folks are looking at Michigan, they're looking at that Senate race. Incumbent Gary Peters was the favorite going in, but John James is in the lead right now. Of course, we know there's still votes to come in, but do you have any insight on the growing support for James, and do you think James will be able to eke out a win and an upset?
It's a similar dynamic, Keenan, where it depends on the votes that are left to be counted. But I'll be very interested to watch as more votes come in out of Wayne County and the city of Detroit. If John James's lead is more stable maybe than President Trump's, possibly because of African-American voter support for a candidate like John James.
All right, so the question is, will, even if the president does not hold on to his lead, will there be some support, some crossover voters who voted for James but perhaps not the president? That's the way it looked like it might be going in. It'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I kind of think that James has a better chance of winning than Trump does at this point, because I think that James did get some crossover vote especially from the African Americans. Then we have to look at the white females who are in the suburban areas who went with Biden, but the Republican women, and also at this time went for James. That could be the key. And Peters was not. He didn't stretch that lead out like he was supposed to. So there's a strong possibility that there could be an upset here.
All right,
go ahead.
I was just going to wrap it up. We'll certainly be watching this. Two very big races. And of course, we didn't have time to get to the congressional races that folks are also going to be keeping a close eye on as well. But Mario, Dave, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us this morning.